I don't know what to do. There's no way I can help every single one of those people in there. There's over 2,000 people. Just recently they had like 67 people come in. They had to make room. They're transferring people around so that these people can't even fucking see their families and friends. They're purposely trying to break them down. There's so many people in there whose mental health is deteriorating so fast because they don't have anyone coming to visit them. And then they purposely move them around to different states so that they cannot have anyone visit them. And it's just impossible that we can affect and help every single one of these people. I don't know what to do because every second I'm there, all I want to do is just fucking dismantle that building. It makes me so fucking mad being there. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep it together for all these people because they're trying to keep it together in there. And I don't want to break down when they're trying to keep it together, when they're trying to be strong because they have nowhere else to go. One people, 3 people, 10 people, it's not enough. We need more people. And I get it, it's 2 hours away, it's a lot of time. Meeting with them takes an hour. They purposely waste your time. I got there by 8 o'clock, hoping to get there in at 8 o'clock. I didn't even get in until almost 9:30. They waste your time on purpose to demoralize you from coming. And it's so fucking obvious that the whole thing is just a fucking money trap for Trump and his fucking evil-ass fucking friends to make money off of human lives and suffering.
Alright, giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahbashim, Yahshua, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the 4 corners of the earth. My name is Kodash Poya, and this was a short clip of this man. I believe he worked or consult with, the people that resides in these detention centers. I believe over here it's Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. But you got these different camps, concentration camps, FEMA camps, detention centers all throughout different states, in the U.S., and just recently you had videos of ICE agents, with new techno type of gear, right? Tasered gloves. So when somebody try to resist, for them to save their bullets, they could just grab you and your body will shock. You know what I mean? So, Trump, their whole administration, these elites, beyond Trump, those elites that's controlling the strings behind the curtains, they're gearing up, for these different agents, for these different they may shut down law enforcement because they got families here. Gearing them up like a Patriot Act type of thing, right? Especially also when you have things like this, flock security cameras that's been spoken of more and more. You can even Google it. They say it's only for to read the license plates on cars or whatever. But the drones, hey, look, you can see there 3 Salakia.
Out of the 50 that have been won't be used for stalking like these cameras were. These 3 officers were arrested earlier this month in Georgia for doing just that. There are only 3 out of the 50 that have been arrested for this. Won't be deceived by these politicians either. The only reason why they want to end federal funding for these flock cameras is because they own stock in the third-party option, Axon. We You know what community won't have to worry about these drones or cameras? Shocker.
Yep.
There's no way Fox Large
Think
can
about
one of
that.
these directly to you at any...
Con. And I just seen that over here. So go figure, right? Showing you who are they primarily targeting. You know? Who's the ones that's in these centers? You know, majority. That's why we tell you, you know, this is not our rest. Right? The scriptures say this is not our rest. We're here in captivity. You know, and with all these different laws, these different executive orders and bills and constitutions being rewritten through a way of divide and conquer, you know, with this new world order that's coming, right? Showing you who the elites are targeting primarily, which is Jacob. You saw Negros, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites. You know, because especially with these systematic events going on, which is prophecies, which crumbling the money system, crumbling the victuals, the commodities, the food systems, just crumbling the system as a whole and what people are used to, which is going to bring, you know, civil unrest, you know, anarchy, disorder, right? For the lack of bread, for the lack of certain things, for the lack of free speech, for the lack of rights, you know, for the lack of money, for the lack of aid. That's what's going to cause people to start panicking and being detained. You know, problem, reaction, solution. There's the book of Psalms, chapter 10, in verse 8, it says, He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. The majority of the people that's in these detention centers, that's detained, is mostly you Jakes, you know, you biblical Israelites that we just named. You see? And how they sit in the lurking places with their cameras, the drones, with their, you know, the computer systems in the cars when they hiding behind the bushes, you know. So they're constantly monitoring, making call to bassoon, you know, with everything going on, right? Global conflict of war, you know, draft coming, you know, the war going on with Iran and so on and so forth. Like even Japan with their yen crashing. Because, you know, I got to go into it more, but yen, you know, Japan, they allies with the U.S., which helps their debt. So that can affect what? Credit cards, debit cards, things like that. You know, going to conflict with Iran could affect the oil. You know, there's shortages on water. So Esau, man, these elites, you know, through the scriptures, because the Lord is using them to bring pressure from above and pressure from below. Right? So this is the book. This is verse 9. It says, He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net, which is his trap. You see? You know? And so what? Soon we're going to be in imprisonment, right? Just for speaking the truth. Whistleblowers getting fines, getting channels shut down, right? With their trap. And what's that? The ultimate snare, the ultimate trap is what? Via this RFID microchip that they're going to bring out, which is going to be a new digital and global currency for ultimate control. That's going to lead to it, the hour of temptation. You know, because that's what all this is leading up to. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humble himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones, right? Scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. Sirach 12, because they're going to talk sweet words, convince the people, of what they're saying, trying to be humble. But yet, scriptures say what? War draweth in his heart. It's nothing new under the sun. That's why when they drew the natives in the net of their traps, what? They killed them. Let's go to Psalms 55 and 21 real quick. All right? Because they want to talk about, they preventing certain terrorists, if you will, doing certain things, which is all lies. This Psalms 55 and 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So that's what they're plotting, with our people right now. That's why we say, that's why scriptures say, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call upon him while he is near. It says, for among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait, as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men. Because ultimately, fast forwarding real quick to, matter of fact, what it says in Revelation 12 and 12. The enemy's going to come in like a flood. Why? Because they know that they have but a short time to rule, to get their, kingdom to where they want it to be. Ultimately, this place is going to be destroyed. Do away with World War III. When Yahweh shall come back with the holy angels. It says, as a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore, they are become great and wax and rich. All of this is going into money schemes, trapping people. Because, even in Georgia Guidestones, it speaks about how much they're trying to depopulate the masses. So this is all part of that agenda. That's why the scriptures speak about in Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, is going to be time of what? Jacob's troubles. Troubled times for our people, man, that don't want to get right. So that, let me see. It says, verse 28, they are waxing fat, they shine, yet they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. Shall I not visit for these things? Saith the Lord Yahweh, shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? You even got the wickedness of our people as well. But remember, the scriptures tell you in the book of Job that the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. When the righteous are in authority, what? The people rejoice. And soon the righteous is going to be in authority. When Yahushua comes back. This 2 Esdras 15:17 says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because things are going to be locked down. Shut down, curfew, We'll see how it plays out. Right? Could be an EMP attack. It could be however. We know it's prophecy and we know these things are coming. Right? Some brothers may have to be martyred. Some brothers may just be in prison. We'll see, man. That's why we must stay strong in the faith of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua Hashem, Kodash. Alright, this is the book of Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And, they're going to come in like a flood with their different type of troops, with their military troops, with however, with their technology, with their drones, with their tanks, they're going to come in heavy, right? Just like how they came in like a flood during the time of when Yahushua was born during the Herodian dynasty. We're going to close it on this. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. So, that's troubled times for our people. This guy, I don't know if he's a Jake or not. But regardless of the matter, evil times is coming, man. The Lord's they're not gonna regard old men, old women, young men, pregnant women, right? They're not gonna care. Let's get that real quick. Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. So great judgment is coming, just like during the time of Noah when the Lord brought the flood. The whole world perished in trade of 8 souls. So with that, it's going to be less saved than none. So seek ye the Lord while he may be found, called upon, while he is near. Shalom.